Mordock. I am the game master and founder of Fighting Chance. This is a passion project that I've been trying to put together for over 5 years at this point. We originally tried to launch it 5 years ago and a day ago on April 5th, 2020, but you may have heard there was an issue with live performance in 2020. Good news is it gave us a lot of time to rework the idea, and we're here now presenting something completely unique to all of you. So thank you all for being a part of this. First of all, we want to thank our underwriter for the show, Sword and Board of Ukiah. Sword and Board of Ukiah is where I get most of my tabletop accoutrement, and you should too. So if at the end of tonight's show you feel inspired, go ahead and head over to Sword and Board. They might still be open because they're running a pre-release tonight, so you know. We also want to thank Hardly Artists here, who's recording the show. So if you know anyone who wasn't able to make it tonight, we're going to be putting it up on our Patreon, and if Hardly Artists has a Patreon, their Patreon as well, possibly, in the coming weeks. And lastly, of course, we want to thank Ukiah Players for letting us put on this very weird, very fun show here with absolutely no precedent. This is going to be an interesting show. We're aiming for about 3 hours tonight, but it's improv, so it may go longer or shorter. There is no set intermission. So, you may notice that the house lights are being kept at half. You can go outside, make your way into the lobby and buy drinks and food throughout the show and come back. We only ask that while you're in the audience and while you're making your way in and out, you try and be quiet so that both the recording and everyone else here is not too disturbed. This is also a live show, and your participation is encouraged. So, if you see something great happen, you... If you see something you don't like, you... And if something really special happens and we pull out the big special D20, we go... Ooh. That's right. I definitely prepared this speech. I think we'll just move on into introducing the cast and crew. Oh, I should talk about, for those of you who don't know about tabletop RPGs or what they are, it's basically a bunch of people sitting around a table, improving together, but there's some extra rules. The main one of those is we use this big D20 to introduce a little bit of chaos. So, basically, I'll come up with a number in my brain, somewhere between 0 and 100, and they will roll a d20, look at the result, add it to some bonuses or negatives that they have on their character sheet, and if it's higher than the number I picked, what they want to do happens. If it's lower, it doesn't happen. That's the basics. It's just improv with a little extra rules. So, let's go ahead and meet our crew here. Up first, I should get in my spot. Up first, we have our stage manager and note taker who keeps all of us going together and me sane, Jody McLeod! Then we have our head of costumes and props, my lovely partner, Kayla Harrison. And our costume assistant who has come in clutch in the last couple days, Emmeline Swain. First, we have a good friend of mine who I've played with for many a year, Patrick Kenyon. So Patrick, I've been playing tabletop with you for about 8 years now, 8 or 9 years, I'd say.
Yes.
But how long have you been playing tabletop RPGs?
About 35 years.
All right.
I'm old in kitchen.
Who are you playing with us tonight?
Well, I've put together this really cool druid named Skeeter.
Alright, and for those of you who want a little more backstory on any of our characters, we had our QR code up before the show. We also have a couple printouts in the lobby. You can scan that and you can view all of our characters' stats and a little bit about each of them, along with the full program and cast and crew for everyone involved. Thank you, Evan, playing Skeeter. Let's go ahead and get our next player out, Elizabeth Archer! How long have you been playing tabletop RPGs?
I have never played before.
And we brought Elizabeth in because we just love her so much, and so Elizabeth got to have a little bit of practice with our rehearsal last night. By that, it was basically just a sample for everyone to get to role play their characters a little bit and to understand the system. But they don't know what's happening today. I've completely rewritten everything that they practiced last night, so they are just going to be as surprised as you are at what happens tonight. And so who are you playing, Elizabeth?
I just want to make it really clear that even if we played the exact same game that we played last night, I would still not know what I'm doing. I am playing Sir Callum Amity. We're the best.
So he looks like a paladin. Would you say that he's a paladin, though?
Would you say he's a paladin?
I'd say he thinks he's a paladin.
I think that's accurate. He is a fallen nobleman, and you're going to find out more about what makes him just so wonderful throughout the course of the night, and I'm going to learn with you.
All right. Thank you, Tim Fisher, as Cal Amity. Up next, we've got another player who is one of the only people who's ever been in a campaign with me that I finished, Eddie Hale! Eddie and I have been playing together for about 10, 11 years now?
Coming up on that.
Yeah, but you started before me as well.
A little bit, yeah. I've been overall playing tabletop RPGs since high school. Probably years.
All right. And then who are you playing tonight?
I will be playing Trevor Pendergrass, better known by his stage name, Throbbing Leaftip.
Woo! Come on down stage first, Throbbing. All right. And Throbbing looks like a rogue there, but I hear that he has a bit more of a history than that.
Oh, sure, yeah. The whole Rogan thing is just really a way to get by. We are an entertainer at heart.
All right. And lastly, one of the most experienced players at the table, and someone who really should be probably sitting in my seat, Sawyer Hawksworth! How long have you been playing tabletop RPGs?
I have been playing tabletop RPGs for 17 years, and for 5 of those years, I have been a professional dungeon master.
And by that he means he got paid to do this. And now, unfortunately, fortunately, these first 3 here are going to be with us throughout the entirety of our campaign. Sawyer, however, will only be joining us for this first episode with his character, as he is our guest. So thank you very much, Sawyer. And so Sawyer, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Zaxby's, a dragonborn chaos mage.
It looks like something is wrong with Zaxby's heart. Is that correct?
Yeah, he doesn't have one. He was supposed to be a sacrifice to King Valkamar, but something happened, and now he's a little bit weird.
All right. So these are our main cast of characters. They're who you'll be seeing for most of the evening, but there's another group of actors here tonight which honestly have the most important part and the most thankless job. they're what we call the extras. They have to play every other character and monster in this world. So go ahead and how about you come out extras? Give them a huge round of applause. Thank you there to Liam, Phoenix, Anastasia, Nathan, Dave, and Matt, our extras, who will be with us tonight. Our extras, some of them you'll probably see again, others you won't, unfortunately, as they cycle in and out. Have I said everything? All right. So, I think without further ado, let's go ahead and start our adventure in the land of Calderan. The morning sun casts long shadows across the cobblestones of Hexton. A gentle breeze whispers through the town, carrying with it the scent of freshly baked bread from the nearby bakery, mingling with the earthy aroma of the tanner's shop. Sounds of daily life begin to stir. The rhythmic clang of a blacksmith's hammer shaping metal, the distant chatter of townsfolk bartering for goods, and the creak of wooden carts rolling along the worn streets. Hexton, while charming, bears the marks of hardship. Some buildings show signs of disrepair with cracked walls and missing roof tiles. You may notice a few less people in the streets than usual, and the once bustling market square has a few empty stalls. The town's armory seems well stocked, but a bit quiet, and the general store appears to be selling mostly second-hand goods. It's clear that Hexton, despite its resilience, is facing some difficult times. But amidst these signs of struggle, there is still a sense of community. Townsfolk greet each other with warm smiles, and there's a feeling of camaraderie in the air. And if you listen closely, you can hear the cheerful noises coming from the Bed of Good Suds, a local inn and tavern. The Bed of Good Suds, or Bob's, as the locals affectionately call it, is co-owned by Sherry Winkler and Marvin Shade. Sherry, a middle-aged and wily halfling, is behind the bar, ready with a joke and a strong drink, while Marvin, a quiet Cordoon, with the beginnings of gray in his fur, stands in the kitchen cooking something that does not look like food. Inside, the tavern is a cozy space with wood-painted walls lit with warm lamps and candles. The hearth that crackles invitingly. It's a place where locals and travelers can find good food, drink, and company. And in this tavern, we find ourselves a few curious characters. Two gentle folk seem to be having a conversation. One, an upstanding knight of the realm, seems to be followed by some sort of vagabond, following him around, asking for handouts.
You got nice stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you have too much of it?
Well, you know, sometimes I feel like I do.
Oh, that's gotta be hard.
It is. It's very hard being this dashing, wealthy.
Yeah, that's the one I was getting at.
In the dark corner of the inn sits a wood elf, cloaked, but very handsome even from afar. He sits twiddling with his daggers and wishing that he still had his penny whistle flutes. When suddenly, busting through the front doors, a wild-looking dragonborn with a strange arcane whirling in his chest. He comes in, sweating and breathing heavily, and looking for some sort of sustenance.
That's my leg. What did you just eat? That was my leg. I don't think so, because I feel fine. Okay.
Zaxby is going to make a perception check to see if he can find any bacon.
Yeah, so they're with the kitchen in the background. You can go ahead and make a perception check. It's probably just going to be an easy one. 11 up would be fine.
That's going to be 4.
With a 4, you smell something cooking in the kitchen, but you're not sure if it's bacon.
He's going to head back there anyway.
Well, Sir Callum is generous by nature, which is why he is down to his last 2 silver pieces. But he's feeling friendly and is looking for new disciples of Tournicus, and so he offers to buy his new friend breakfast.
I will buy you breakfast if you will listen to my tale, Tournicus.
How long do you plan to talk?
Overhearing this, Trevor is going to take up Sir Callum on his kind offer if he would oblige.
Well, hello, rich, handsome, and dumb.
He's buying.
I noticed that you were offering drinks. Can I have them?
Shh. I don't, I'm feeling a little conflicted at the moment.
Oh, that's okay. If you want to buy him a drink, that's all right. It's fine. I understand how it goes. These little scraggy but ICD people.
In ancient philosophy, they say 4 is far better than 3.
I have heard that as well.
I had not until today.
I feel like I should pretend to know that that's true. So yes, I shall buy you all breakfast.
Excellent, thank you.
As Sir Callum approaches the bar asking for breakfast, the barkeep, Sherry, has a withering look as she knows that there is no food here in the tavern.
I know, Loves, what can I get for you?
Breakfast for us, fine gentlemen folk. We are going to have a conversation about something very important.
Unfortunately, we can't provide you with any foodstuffs here.
But this is not a tavern.
Yes, but unfortunately, we haven't been getting much foodstuffs in the delivery. We can give you drink, if you would like.
My dear Barney, you haven't had troubles getting food, have you?
Well, the deliveries have been a bit slowed.
The deliveries have been slow.
And,
Sherry goes on to talk about how the farmers have been on strike.
the farmers have been striking. I don't exactly know why.
Striking farmers.
We've been cooking with what we have, and unfortunately, what we have is not much.
Looking inside the cooking pan, you can see that it is in fact just a piece of leather that Marvin has been trying to soften up through hours and hours of sauté.
Looks good to me.
When do you think that'll be done?
I'm not the witness.
Mike, if you are so used to living in the squalor, you might be wanting to look for some money somewhere.
I once had a lot of money. Unfortunately,
I can tell
I
you.
don't have much anymore. I'm not telling them, because I'm trying to get them to stick around. I have a tale to tell. I'm really eager. But, do you know where we could get some money?
I'm sure the mayor would want you to go talk to the farmers. It's a decent walk. You could tell your tale on the way there.
The mayor!
Yes.
Gentlemen! We
Zaxby
should
is
go.
unsure as to why, but he knows that he dislikes all mayors.
I don't think that's a good idea. But I couldn't tell you why if you asked me.
He's the only one with money in the town.
He's the only one with money in the town.
And I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow you because I want to take your stuff.
Right.
I think it would be odd if I was only one of the tavern. So before we go,
We'll go to the mayor, and I shall tell you of Tournicus, the god of badass adventure. Follow me. So,
Before exiting the tavern, as Sir Callum begins his tale, telling it loudly as they pass through the square so that all can hear.
it's amazing, and I squandered my fortune. I built a shrine to Bernicus, the god of adventure, and he smite me down. I spent all my money, almost all my money, and he wouldn't take it. But I then wandered the beaches, near and far, trying to find a new source of inspiration. And there on the beach, I was stung by a man of war. And the venom coursing through that man of war's tentacles, which in no way, shape, or form was deeply hallucinogenic, gave me a vision. Tournicus, the god of badass adventure. So I devoted my very life to seeking out the baddest asses of adventure.
I'm actually an apothecary. I dabbled in, so I could probably help you have a similar experience without the stinging part.
The stinging part?
Skip that.
That would be greatly preferable.
We'll keep on talking.
Because it hurts.
Yeah, I bet.
Really bad.
Yeah, if you have that kind of vision and it's pain-based, it's always a yeah.
So bad. Let's keep walking. Great.
Before long, they find themselves at the doors to the town hall, which are stood ajar and quiet, surprisingly quiet within.
Look, the doors of the town hall are ajar.
In a jar? Oh, I see a jar.
What did you say? They're very quiet, the doors.
Should someone, yes, do that.
Come in.
Ooh, right, let's do it.
I'll go fourth.
Hello! Are you the mayor of this squalid, fetid, basically crap community?
Yes. As the four enter the town hall, they find themselves in an office that is cramped and cluttered. Every surface is piled high with stacks of parchment and official reports and miscellaneous notes. A half-eaten sandwich sits precariously on a stack of petitions, while the air is thick with the smell of ink and the faint scent of despair. Mayor Frenderson, Giel, sits at a large oak desk barely visible under the disorganized chaos, and he seems to be fighting a losing battle against the rising tide of paperwork.
That paperwork's just never gonna go down for you, is it?
No.
So, dear mayor, we see that your people are starving, your businesses are squalor, and your farmers are on strike. I just really have a problem with. How can we help? We are adventurers.
Well, we've kind of run out of money, and I don't know what to do. We've had
Your
a fire.
mustache says you have more money than you're admitting.
It's a very expensive mustache.
This is all I have.
Perhaps we could ask for a little payment up front.
Dungeon Master,
Mm-hmm.
did you say that there was a half-eaten sandwich on the table?
There is, in fact, a half-eaten sandwich precariously placed on a stack of paperwork.
I myself have imbibed historically in precarious foods of sorts.
Skeeter is also interested in the sandwich.
Is there a check or a spell that I can do to levitate the sandwich surreptitiously over to?
Well, as a chaos mage, you can certainly try.
Would that cause some sort of chaos surge?
It probably would, knowing your chaos mage status.
I'm going to shoot out a tentacle from nowhere to try and snag it. Do you just want me to make an attack for it?
Since this isn't technically an attack, let's go ahead and make me a dexterity check.
Okay.
Use any applicable skills or backgrounds that you have.
Got it. That is going to be a 7. But he is a living spell, which would be a +4 for a 10. 11?
11? Yeah, I'll allow that, yeah. The black tentacle whips out from seemingly nowhere or somewhere indescribable, and reaches out, lashing at at the sandwich like a frog's tongue, whipping it back towards Zaxby with extreme speed and force.
Nice.
Did anyone notice that?
Let's see. Mayor Frenderson is a bit, as we mentioned, he's almost hard to see behind his stack of paperwork. And with a natural 2, I don't think he did.
You didn't. Whoa.
I have a question. Can you do that anytime you want?
I can.
Yeah, I guess.
Mayor Frenderson, noticing that there's still 4 strangers in his office, and that the conversation never really ended, goes on to talk about how over the past few months, the town has lost basically all of its funding from the central government of Calderan, and several missives have been sent from the evil sorceress working under King Valkamar, forcing him to fire most of the people employed there.
I don't have any employees anymore, and everybody's gone.
This is awful.
I have no money, they have no money, I have nobody. It's just a mustache.
I'll take half the mustache.
At this moment, he does think of an idea. If he perhaps hired you on a promissory of funds as new tax collectors for the city, he might be able to pay you with a portion of the funds you acquire.
What if I hired you and I pay you? After you do the job.
Trevor's going to pipe up and ask, just to clarify, he's telling us where money is, and then we're supposed to just bring it back to him?
So, what you're saying is, you're going to tell us where money is, and we are supposed to bring it back to you.
That's right.
That sounds wonderful to me.
Skeeter's gonna inquire if everybody's broke, who are we taxing?
Yeah, so every story you've told so far has last part of the sentence is that no one has any money. But our job is to go get the money from the people who don't have the money. You're agreeing with me?
With the newest set of rulings from the central government, all of the funds have recently been funneled toward the rich, wealthy, and powerful surrounding those around Texton.
Well, I may be the mayor, but I'm not rich, but the rich have the money.
So there are rich people with money.
You have to go to the rich to get the money.
They sound gross.
Rich people have perhaps an intricate set of booby traps or other calamities that might be in our way when we try to collect these funds you claim they have.
Potentially. I'm
Zaxby
not
says
rich,
with his
so-
mouth full of sandwich.
Because I figured out maybe
Is that my sandwich?
What were you saying?
You want me to hire you, but you're going to take my sandwich.
That part was never talked about. Tell us more about the rich.
They suck.
I mean, not all.
So Skeeter likes the idea and agrees to do it.
I'm in. We're gonna take their money and we're gonna bring it-ish back to you.
Yes.
Good.
You can take a percentage.
Yep.
A percentage.
Uh-huh. It's all different numbers that are percentages.
There is, however, a more pressing matter, as Mayor Frenderson, who cares for his citizens so much, realizes that Without the food from the farmers who are on strike, no one will eat, and Hexton will soon become a ghost town.
Well, we don't have any food either. That sandwich is the rest of it.
He got here just in time.
And so by collecting these funds, you'll then be able to grow food with them?
Yes.
Sounds logic to me.
Do we plant the money and
No. I was worried that one of you thought that. No. We should buy this stuff and then plant. We'll work it out. You don't worry.
You know yours.
I do know better than that. Yeah.
So the first point of order then is to go and negotiate with the farmers for them to once again deliver food to the town so that it does not starve.
So you're going to have to go get the money from the rich, use that money, the portion that I give you, go negotiate with the farmers, and they'll start planting stuff, and then people will have food, and you will have food again.
Could you repeat that just one more time? You don't really understand. You want us to go to the farmers, negotiate with them to give you food without us having the money, and then go and find money?
Right.
Okay.
What is the right direction?
That way.
He points east of town, but as you begin to leave, he notices that many of you seem ill-equipped and recommends that you stop at the odds and ends general store in town before heading out.
You guys are gonna need more than that. Go to odds and ends. They have what you need.
Do they have stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Because your town is a little without things. That's fun.
That's all that's left.
Okay.
Odds and ends.
Odds and ends. You lead the way.
Alright, this way.
Yeah.
I'm over here.
Alright.
Love.
Thanks.
You know, I wasn't anticipating Skeeter being a smart one, but I kind of love it.
I think we're here. Right?
Proprietor of the odds and ends.
Do any of you know what we need? Because we just left in a hurry.
I was thinking of odds for myself.
You're gonna get odds?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll take that.
Thought so.
Zaxby is going to. What is he going to do? Zaxby is going to.
Actually, you look like you're gonna do something.
I'm gonna.
While you think about that, let me describe the interior of the odds and ends. The shop is dimly lit, cramped space, packed to the rafters with an eclectic assortment of second-hand goods. Dusty shelves groan under the weight of old books, mismatched crockery, and tarnished silverware and curious trinkets. Belle, the shop's owner, with their swirling mustache and colorful makeup, moves through the clutter with surprising grace, haggling prices with sharp wit and an air of flamboyant charm.
Feels a bit flamboyant in here. May I help you?
Are you? Yeah.
Okay. You want things?
That's about all we know so far. So yes.
I'm here for odds.
Yeah. Right. And then
Odds?
this one.
Okay. I can do odds.
He wants
And
ends.
things? Or just odds?
He
wants ends.
Also, mommy needs new shoes.
Well, we may not be able to help with that, but let's see what we have. Anything in specific? No? Okay. Let me just throw some items out there and see what you think. Yeah? I like your style. Okay. Let's see. First off, some random keys. Ooh, jingly. How do you think of these? Yes? No?
They're very fun. How much?
Due to the mystery of where they could go, 10,000 gold?
He is totally upset. I don't think those are worth any more than 5.
Tell him about the we'll pay you later after we get it from the rich plan.
Hear me out. We are going to take from... It's fine. We are going to take from the rich and then keep us percentage, bring it back to the mayor.
You're doing great.
And then with our percentage, we then plan to come back to your ends and odds and give you a percentage of that. So, I'd like to shake hands on this deal now.
Money up front, please.
I feel like Zaxby needs to make a persuasion check for that speech he just gave.
That sounds like a good idea, while the other three peruse the shop for other odds and ends.
Skeeter's especially on the lookout for any medicinal goods.
Yes, so, to our audience, the system that we're playing uses a special kind of mechanic called icon relationships. Our icons are our big, powerful individuals here in the world of Calaran. And so last night, at the end of our rehearsal, I had all of them roll what are called their relationship dice. And just depending on what those came up as, it affected whether or not they might have a bit of a boon during today's session. So, Skeeter managed to roll himself a 5, Jaxby rolled 2 5s, and Trevor also got a 5, meaning that they all managed to find something of interest here in the shop. Trevor finds an interesting map, which is reminiscent of his one that got away, Zoka the Lost.
What were you doing with your hands before you had that map?
It's private.
Okay.
Skeeter catches the eye of a small green bag.
And Miss Garlic for that bag.
As Jaxby's begins to negotiate for the keys, behind him he notices a sparkling blue wand.
Wow. This sure looks like it could do some damage.
I rolled 1 on my persuasion.
I'm thinking that maybe we could come to some other kind of arrangement.
Sir Callum, as a nobleman, might have some cachet that to convince the shopkeeper that his word is his bond. Is there something I can roll? Question mark?
Perhaps you could try persuading the shopkeeper to maybe purchase them at a discount or like on layaway or, well, not layaway, that's the wrong term. Perhaps a loan with a small amount of money up front.
We have 1 gold piece to offer. If I roll well, what do I roll? How do we do? What are we doing?
I think
D20.
this might be time for this friend.
And what am I? I'm just gonna throw it out there literally. Here we go. Oh no! Don't go off the stage! Catch it! Chuck it back up.
As we know, it does have to 11. Not bad. Plus. Thank you, Emmy.
15.
Plus, I think this.
Oh, plus my background as a nobleman?
That would be applicable, yeah.
17.
Let me show you how it's done. Shopkeeper, you see, I come from an ancient and long family line, and if you help me, I'll help you. Have you heard of the family of Amity?
He has, in fact, heard of the noble family of Amity from Western Elfgen.
Why, I have. Of course, every shopkeeper of quality knows of our family. You, good sir, if you help us out, you will be helping the town, you'll be helping the community, and you'll be helping yourself.
With a small amount. I'll consider it.
A gold piece for your trouble.
Bell hasn't seen gold come through his shop in quite a while now, nothing higher than a bent silver, this is an offer he cannot give up.
All right, fine. But please return again and bring that red boy next time.
Right.
Friends, I'm taking this map. It has my ex's house on it.
Oh, yes?
What's in the bag?
Well, so, what the three of you find yourselves in possession of is Trevor finds himself in the possession of the map of no destination, which allows him to once per day possibly find the fastest route to the next destination. However, as this is a magical item, they have a powerful aura which tend to affect one's personality, which makes it so that so long as he is in possession of it, he cannot understand verbal directions. Skeeter found himself this green pouch, the pouch of magic beans. At will, he can pluck a random bean from the pouch and optionally eat it or feed it to someone. On a roll of a 16 or higher, the effect is beneficial. Otherwise, the ingestee receives a detrimental effect of my decision. And lastly, Zaxby's finds himself in possession of the Wand of the Archmage's Aegis, which can be used to, after an attack has hit him, to force the attacker to re-roll the attack and take the worst roll. And I realized I've forgotten to mention the quirk of the second one. Skeeter has now the urge to taste anything colorful. And
Zaxby was bold, very colorful.
And Zaxby now seems to hum tirelessly and tunelessly. Your magical items.
You know, I'm starting to be glad that I rolled that 1 yesterday.
So,
Skeeter is, as a very prominent apothecary, needs to make sure that the goods are, safe. So he's going to taste one of the beans. Right?
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll for it.
Hold that so I don't eat it. I'm gonna eat this.
It was only an 8.
So, unfortunately, until for the rest of the day, Skeeter will have a -1 to all of his perception checks as his eyesight is now a little cloudy.
It get weird in here, you guys?
Alright, seems good.
Do we have to eat the bean if he offers it to us?
If he feeds it to you, yes. This now you can of course fight back, but not if you're unconscious.
So, now that we have our tools, our gear, our equipment, let us go forth, dear friends, to the rich. To the rich. And ask them, very nicely, to give us a bunch of their money.
And en route, we have to tell the farmers to make food. So that we live.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, for example, you're rich.
Well, I was. But then I built a shrine to the god Bernicus, and he defied it. And so I rejected Bernicus, but I spent all my money on the shrine. It was very nice, lovely shrine.
Who needs to roll for the bean?
You will roll.
I don't have control of my own destiny.
skin is a little thicker. And he now has a +1 to his physical defense.
So as I was saying, I burnt all my money, but you're really tough.
So that was a pretty good answer. What if one of the other rich people says that?
I think we take their money and run.
Follow me, let's go. We're gonna go. It's gonna be a long trip. Come on.
Okay.
We're gonna go down.
I'm gonna go in the back because I can't see very well.
Come on.
All right. So
Oh, it's a mountain. We got some farmers. Hello, farmers. Right, so we don't appreciate that you've gone on strike. It's just not a seemly thing.
Doesn't feel good in our tummy.
Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ask very nicely, very, very nicely, rich people to give us their money. And we will give you a percentage to grow food.
after about 40 minutes of this, the individual that Sir Callum is speaking to finally is able to get a word in and mentions that they're not farmers.
Well, crap. All right. Farmers. Now, any of you farmers? We don't know where any farmers are. Come on, let's keep going. This is obviously the wrong direction.
Going back down? I just got here.
Remember, turning the go right. Right. Go right. Right. Follow me. Come on.
Everything, it's like we're in a cloud.
That's right. Maybe this is the correct place at this point.
Before they make their way east of Hexton, passing over hills and valleys, and eventually making their way to a large set of farmsteads. The golden wheat field sways gently in the breeze, stretching out like a rippling ocean under the vast sky.
Look!
The air is warm and dry, filled with the sweet scent of ripening grain and chirping grasshoppers.
Smell that grain?
A dirt path cuts through the field, leading towards a distant farmhouse. The only sounds are the rustling of the wheat and the calls of distant birds and the occasional buzzing of a bee flitting from flower to flower.
I see a farm.
Oh. But we should go talk to them. See if we can't get them to make more food.
We have to. That's all right, great.
As the four approach, they notice that the farmers are brandishing their weapons to keep their farm safe from any bandits who might be attempting to steal their food.
Farmers, fear not. We are adventurers. We are here to help you. We are.
I think it's lightning.
Bad weather. But our mayor, your mayor has a plan to help you. We're going to find funds, and we'll pay you to start sending food back to the town. But you need to start doing it now.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check for Callum, as these farmers have no intent on sharing their food anytime soon.
What do I roll?
Roll me a d20 plus your charisma.
D20 plus, well, we're very charismatic, so. It's a 17 plus 4. 21, baby.
All right. Well, with that, the farmers turn to each other and seem to consider the offer. As unbeknownst to our four adventurers, they have been dealing with another plight of their own. They offer that they will send food to the town again, but someone needs to deal with the locust infestation here on the farm.
Oh, thank God, I'm gonna make us murder farmers.
There was a chance of that.
We will do it. If you go deal with these weird bugs that keep dealing with our...
Nope. Wait!
No food then.
No food if you walk away.
You wish us us to battle monsters?
You can say that.
I love it.
Indeed, sire, indeed.
Come, let us help these simple folk, these simple, dirty, ignorant, grubby folk. We shall exterminate their bugs. Obviously, they must have a big bug problem, as dirty and scabby as they are.
Zaxby is going to ask the farmers, how big are the bugs we're talking?
I used to speak farmer.
As Zaxby steps up to begin conversing, three of the farmers step away to continue their work in the field, or possibly to change costume.
My fellow farmers, I'm starting to think that maybe there's. Whoa, wait. Could we cool it a little bit? Nice. We was thinking that maybe there was some animosity when we first approached this endeavor of ours. And we wanted to make sure that things were copacetic as we headed towards these heathen that you so despise.
What?
We just want to make sure you don't hate us, because it's important that we do get you to grow food. Yeah, that's right.
Bugs. Kill. Food. Bugs kill.
Let's kill some bugs!
Would you ask how big the bugs are? Would you find out before we...
These little critters.
I don't know about little.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'm starting to feel maybe it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Point us the way, dear farmer.
This interaction seems to make Skeeter nervous, and as his nerves get the better of him, he pops out of existence.
Oh,
Where
right.
did Skeeter go?
Unfortunately, poor Skeeter got cursed a long time ago. Well, not that long ago. Been a couple weeks.
So, I guess we're down one. We got this, gentlemen. Let's kill us some bugs.
You know, as great as helping the farmers and all this is a very upstanding, heroic thing to do, I can't help but feel, or rather Trevor can't help but think to himself, maybe we could go get the money first and not worry about this. But I guess for the time being, we may keep that to ourselves.
Follow me. To bug killing.
As the three head off to find these bugs, they hear screaming from a distance.
I hear screaming in the distance.
Let's go the way.
That way?
That way? I'm sorry, you can't mumble. I don't.
That way.
Yes, sure.
Right. That way.
As they approach the area to where they were directed to deal with the bugs, they find Skeeter being attacked by two massive insectoid creatures.
Skeeter!
Well, that's not very nutritious. He should come after one of us.
And I think with that, let's go ahead and roll initiative and start our first combat. Damn. All right. So, anyone got 25 through 20?
I get to roll twice.
You do get to roll twice as a human.
17.
So no 20, no
Oh,
25.
I got 23.
Oh wait, what do I add to it?
So 23 for Trevor. Do we have a 20 through 15? 18. 18.
Go get him, Tiger.
And then how about 15 through 10?
13.
13. And is that, what's your dex modifier?
It's a +3 +1. 4 total.
Okay.
So that was 13 total.
And then 10 through. No. What's that gonna be for Zaxby? Uno!
Rough! You're not gonna help us at all.
No. I don't know why I thought I would.
Is he always walking backwards?
Yes, he is in fact.
There you go.
All right. So up first is going to be Trevor. What would you like to do?
All right. Trevor is going to attempt to shadow walk.
I should describe these probably. These two creatures are a horrifying sight, each the size of a horse with glistening green carapaces and jagged mandibles that drip with acidic saliva. Their multiple eyes gleam with a cold insect intelligence as they twitch their antennae, sensing vibrations in the air.
So I rolled a 5 for my shadow walk against their mental defense.
Unfortunately, a 5 will not hit their mental defense.
Well, as we look around, trying to slink into the shadows, we realize we're in the middle of an open field. So we're gonna throw a knife at it.
All right. Would you like to? There are two pests. One which is bound to the earth. The other seems to be aloft on wings.
Let's throw a knife at the winged one.
All right.
We're at 15 versus AC.
A 15 will unfortunately not hit the AC.
One damage.
However, on a miss, it does still deal 1 damage.
Yes.
All right. Woo. Up next, Sir Callum Amity.
Sir Callum is a human fighter / paladin and an expert swordsman, and I know we're gonna just do great work here. So I'm just gonna attack him.
Okay.
I
Would you
call
attack?
upon
What?
Ternicus to bless my blade with magic because you are totally real.
We're gonna keep attacking the winged one.
All right.
Here we go. That's, what do I add to it? 16!
16 versus AC?
It's just a standard basic attack.
Yep. Okay. That will hit.
Oh, what? I rolled a 10. That one?
Yep,
Nope.
that's it.
Yep.
Yep, that's what we want.
Cool.
Add that
4 plus 6!
For 6 damage as
7!
7 damage as Sir Callum's blade slices into the thick carapace of the beast. Now the unwinged creature will lunge forward, attacking Skeeter. Skeeter, what's your physical defense?
14.
Unfortunately, Skeeter is wily and is able to dodge the gnashing mandible.
Did you say whose side are you on with the unfortunate?
Who do you think? I'm on their side.
What?
That's my job.
Oh no.
Good news is, Skeeter, it's now your turn to react and fight back.
How many quick actions can I do in a round?
You get 1 standard action, you get 1 move action, you get 1 quick action, but you can substitute any one of them for the lesser. So you can substitute a standard action for a move action or a move action for a quick action.
All right. So we're going to do 2 quick actions and a standard action.
Okay?
We're going to touch on the Wolverine aspect. He's going to turn into his beast form Wolverine. However, he is a coward. He's going to also cast Bark Skin on himself.
Okay.
And that'll be my whole turn because that's
Okay.
Bark Skin's a standard action.
attacking Sir Callum Amity.
You got you.
And misses with his acrid stinger.
Yeah.
Aha! You fool!
And from near the back, the mage Zaxby's now steps forward.
Zaxby is going to do an attacking warp.
All right.
And a tentacle is going to spring from out of an indeterminate place for a, ooh, that's really good, for a 21 to hit.
Against which foe?
The winged one.
The winged one. That will hit.
That is going to be a that's going to be an 8 plus 3, so 11 points of damage. And that is also going to set off a warp. The air around Zaxby and his heart pulses out with a ghostly arcane light. And that's going to be a 13. Which means that small squeaking rodents erupt from any plausible cover that he goes near. That's it. That's all that happens. It's just a bunch of rats.
Well, Zaxby's tentacle whip did so much damage that the winged dire beast is now staggered. And now we move to the second round, and in this game, every time we move into a new round, our players get an additional bonus to all of their attacks. The escalation die, as it's called, goes up to 1. Circling back around to Trevor.
All right, because I forgot to do it last time, I'm going to try to use my Elven Grace to see if I get an extra action this turn. All right, I roll a d6. I need to roll 1, so our escalation die is 1. I didn't get it. Okay, so I am instead going to, I believe Sir Callum is engaged. Sir Callum and Skeeter are both engaged with the winged one?
That is correct.
Then Trevor is going to...
No, I apologize. The ground-based one, the dire locust, is engaged with Skeeter. The winged one is with Sir Callum.
Skeeter looks fine. So we're going to attack the winged one with a sneak attack. Because we're engaged. For a natural 20!
Alright, so natural 20 means you'll be dealing twice as much damage to this winged one. What does that come out to?
That comes out to... 19 points of damage. Sorry, wait. 22 points of damage.
All right. With that, Trevor strikes forward, his daggers slicing and dicing, turning the winged one. The winged one. Into naught but a pile of gooey, mushy corpse. But now it's time for the dire locust to avenge his fallen comrade. Striking forward at Skeeter once again. 4, 5 damage as his what?
What articles did you hit?
Huh? That would have been I ripped up the wrong one.
No, you didn't. You planned that.
I mean, it's a 17.
No? It'd be 19 now because it says
skin. All right, I take it back. The gnawing mandibles attempt to chew through what he thought would be simple Wolverine flesh, but instead it's like trying to chew through a tree, dealing no damage. Actually dealing 2 damage, because he deals 2 damage on a miss. Boo! However, Skeeter, filled with rage, it is now your time to strike back.
All right, he's going to eviscerate. Yo.
He's not going to eviscerate.
No, he's not.
I rolled a 2. So I missed.
All right. You deal this damage on it?
Oh, I do 1 point of weakness. Yep.
Yeah, take that, Locust.
And Zaxby's, you are back on the table again.
Uh-oh. I read a rule I hadn't read before.
Oh no.
Miss. Repeat the attack against the same or different target.
Oh, right. That is part of the Wolverine aspect.
So I can try it again.
All right, go again.
That time I rolled a total. The natural is an 18.
That will hit.
So it was a 22 altogether.
All right, yeah.
Because it was a natural even hit, I'll do a D10 damage.
Yeah.
All right.
Bless him.
Bless you. 6. So we will do a grand total of 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
Plus the extra D6 for 4 more on top of that.
And for a total of 13 damage.
Yeah, you take
And now, Zaxby runs up to do something wild and crazy.
Something. Zaxby's actually going to stay a little bit farther away from him. A little bit farther away from him. A little bit. No, that's good right there. Yes, that's great. Wonderful. Far enough. And he's going to shoot from his chest a chaos ray.
Ooh.
Please, hit, please. Okay, that's going to be a 18 to hit.
Is that AC or physical defense?
That is going to be AC.
All right.
Or-
That,
Yes, AC.
that will hit.
Multicolored light beams across him. That is going to be 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage.
That should have come on the seizure warning, I swear.
And that is going to cause another warp to happen.
All right.
The air, yes, there's still rats around,
Right.
crawling over everything. And there's even more rats because I'm rolling 13 again. There's twice as many rats. Yes, they are
Nice.
coming out of his
Gross.
chest hole as well. And that's my turn. I'm not going to do anything else.
Zaxby once again managed to stagger this beast.
Wow.
And we swing back around to another round of combat, increasing the escalation die to 2. Trevor, you are once again up.
All right. Approaching the final locust, and given that we got a critical hit last turn and have momentum, we are going to spend our momentum to pull off a swashbuckling, daring stunt.
Oh.
Something fun and outrageous. I'm really gonna let you take this one, Trevor.
I'll give you a +5 to that roll.
Nice. Good.
That's real
That's real good. 17.
17 will hit.
Okay. For 12 damage.
Wow. Show us how you slay this beast.
You're not my real mom.
Hear me out. These are eatable. And I'm thinking perhaps...
You go right ahead. I'll wait for the farmers.
I think the bean one should try it first.
Oh, yeah.
As Skeeter takes a taste of this, he recognizes a distinct flavor to it. There's something about this this beast's composition that he knows he could form into one, possibly two potions of healing.
Ooh. Will you guys carry this creature around for me so I can use it for drugs?
I might have a spell for maybe making him smaller. Let me think and check if I do.
We do not have a spell.
I think I left it in my other room.
Okay.
As a former failed shaman, do I know what parts I need to take from the beastie, or do I need to take the whole beast?
Go ahead and make me an investigation check there.
All right. That's with wisdom or intelligence?
I was gonna say intelligence for this.
All right.
Just to clarify, now that the fight's over, is he still a Wolverine?
He can stay a Wolverine as long as he wants. But, you know, that's up to him.
Do you really want to look like that?
I did while I was eating the bug, but now I'm fine.
So, using my failed shamanism and my intelligence, I have a grand total of 23.
23!
I rolled a natural 18.
With a score of that, you manage to get all the ingredients you need to make 2 potions of healing.
Oh, thanks.
It's for healing potions. Stop being such a rich person.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hear something?
I did.
Oh.
Stop looking at my healing stuff. It's for me for now.
Did anyone end with less than half of their hit points? I don't think you did.
I don't think
I didn't do very well.
Nope.
All right. Then you are not forced to take a short rest and may continue your adventure.
Good friends, let us go see the farmers. Perhaps they'll start working, and then we can go off and find those rich bastards.
They have to. We killed their bugs. They have to do the thing.
That's the law.
That's the law that we made.
Right, all right, let's walk.
That was the agreement that we made with the farmers.
Yeah.
It's colloquially spoken.
Also, did you see what we did to those bugs? Imagine if the farmer said no. We'd just do that to them.
You think the farmers are more eatable?
So far.
As the 4 make their way back to the farmers, they share a little bit about themselves.
You know, I'm just so glad that Tourniquet blessed me with the powers of a paladin. Because when I would just swing my sword, it would barely strike. But now, there's like holy fire every time. It's amazing. And if you stay close to me, you shall be protected always.
At the mention of holy fire, Zaxby's trauma engages his brain. As he remembers his lifeless, heartless body tumbling through a hellhole at the depths of the earth.
trigger word.
What that's gonna do now that you put that bean in my mouth?
I hope it helps.
16!
Woo!
Alright. For the rest of today, Zaxby's will get to roll his warp twice.
Hey!
Choose between the two options.
Excellent. Excellent.
Are you feeling better, friend?
He is.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Thank you for sharing that story about you. I suppose it's my turn now.
I mean, that's totally fair.
I don't think I have genitals.
It's okay, I don't discriminate.
I'm not sure we're there.
I apologize. I have been mispronouncing Zaxby's for most of today. Zaxby's, after this, the ordeal that made them the way they are, doesn't feel like gender really applies to them anymore.
Dragon. And the heartless.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
So we should
What?
say, where's Dragon?
Yes.
Right. All right. I want to be understanding.
Or dragon's food. The heartless's awesome personality. Whatever will do.
Let's go find those farmers.
I'm really enjoying this fascinating conversation.
I think everything's still cloudy for me, but I'm not sure.
How could you tell me?
I just wanted to see what you guys thought.
Farmers! We have solved your bug problem. Per our agreement, you shall now begin delivering food to the town, and we shall go procure a payment for you.
Nice.
I didn't know they could roll it so fast.
Yeah. They are so grateful, they're speechless. All they can do is give us some bread and point us on the way to the rich folk.
They, instead, tell you of how, while this, what you have done for them, they are grateful for and has helped their immediate issue, the real reason why they're on strike is because they have not received any of their ag loans that they were approved for.
We've never received our money for our farm.
This is terrible. I believe we were lied to.
No.
By politicians.
I know, right?
Zaxby suddenly feels much better about stealing the mayor's sandwich.
I'm willing to give you food, but not the town. We have gotten enough money from that. So you can keep that bread. My wife made it this morning. It's great.
So we get food, but the town doesn't.
At the moment.
Okay.
And I feel better. But
Money then.
we're going to go investigate these rich folk and see if we can't suss out the problem. If not, I'm starting to agree with you folks. Maybe we just kill them to take the money.
Just so that I'm clear, our adventure party has now turned into something having to do with agricultural loans?
What do you mean by you folks?
I just wanted to be inclusive.
All right.
The rich folk?
They don't actually know where the rich folks are. They were expecting to get their ag loan from the town. Typically, it's administrated by the city hall.
The town supposedly has the money, but if the town doesn't have the money, then they're not holding up their end of the deal, so we don't give them food.
I don't understand a word they're saying. They're yucky farmers. Let's go.
We have to go to the rich folk. It's all the same. It's the same stuff. We have to go to the rich folk.
Use your map!
Oh, right.
Well, yeah, about that. It specifies, I know the fastest route to my next destination. I guess I just need to know the destination. I don't need to know.
You would need to know where you are trying to get to. Yes.
Is rich people a viable destination?
You can certainly try.
Nice. All right. Gain an extra.
Take out your map, good friend.
It's written in watercolor pen. I'm not really sure.
It's a good place to go.
Yes, we are going to Wind Point.
Great. Follow me to Wind Point.
It's that way.
Come on. It's going to be very long.
The four head off to try and find their way, and unfortunately, after just a short time, discover that they are quite lost in a dark wood.
Where the hell are we?
The ancient trees of this forest form a dense canopy, blotting out much of the sunlight and casting the area into perpetual twilight. An eerie silence hangs heavy in the air, broken by the occasional snap of a twig underfoot or the rustling of unseen creatures in the undergrowth. The air is damp and cool, with a faint earthy smell mingling with a hint of something metallic or rotten. Twisted roots snake across the path, and gnarled branches reach out like skeletal fingers.
Zaxby has been humming for the entire time.
Hack some of these branches.
I'm gonna eat a candy.
I feel like this eternal twilight and the gnarling roots make it very romantic, don't you think? Roll a 10.
With a 10, Skeeter's eyes get even worse.
Oh.
And now he will also get a -1 to all of his attacks that do not target mental defense.
Well, you hold on to him and make sure he doesn't get lost. Let's keep going through these woods. Come on. March.
Follow the sound of his
Trevor
voice.
couldn't
Okay.
understand direction.
I can't understand verbal directions.
That's all that's been given.
Yeah, well, we're kind of just following. Callum seems confident.
That's a mistake.
Yeah, quickly, you hold my staff. Just pull me. Thanks.
The camaraderie of this group reminds Trevor of his old theater group back in Rovendale.
This reminds me of my old theater group back at Rovendale. You know, I went from playing first kazoo in the army band to forming my own theater troupe. Well, co-forming a theater troupe. Co-forming some friends at the bar, really. But we performed all over the world, anywhere with...
A natural 20?
Natural 20.
Suddenly, Trevor realizes where they are and realizes that they're almost back to Hexton at this point.
Hate to be bearer of bad news, but I think we're almost all the way back to Hexton.
And we're not supposed to be in Hexton.
It's not where we're going.
I thought we were going to rich people.
Yeah, there's no rich people at Hexton, is the thing.
Hexton is...
Well, why did anyone put me in charge?
I think you were in charge. You're at the front of the line.
I know, but I didn't want to be.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Well, where should we go?
I don't know, I keep giving myself the bad drugs.
I don't know who you gave me was fabulous. Well, so... Hexton. Where is Hexton?
You realize that on your map, some of the names are a little antiquated, using some of the old names. So you might find that Hexton is spelled with a Z instead.
Z.
I want to help him, but I can't see, so you get it.
Luckily, I used to speak Mac.
Zaxby has a...
Oh! Sexton!
Zaxby has
Almost exactly the same. We should go there. Nope, that's not where we want to go. I'm
struggling listening to my own directions.
I think I was thinking of something just now.
Zaxby has a feat called Separate Existence, where he is also ever slightly not in physical reality. Is there some kind of check or thing that I could make to find the direction of a big hunk of gold? Spiritually.
You can certainly try.
What would you like me to roll?
Oh gosh. I feel like this is a wisdom check.
Okay. I am not wise. However, that is a 17.
Hey! Woo!
Zaxby's has a sudden sort of epiphany as the pole of gold takes them in the direction they've been heading.
Back to Hexton?
It seems so.
Do you guys smell the epiphany?
But I feel like I'm pulled this way.
Don't go too fast.
As we get closer to town, is there like a building?
Well, as you continue through this dark forest, after a while, you hear the jingling of chains and the sounds of somebody muttering.
Over the humming?
Over the humming.
Okay.
It helps me to stop humming.
It actually helps me to know where it is.
I think you have a beautiful voice.
I'm really feeling like I'm approaching a very large heap of gold, but I can't tell you how I feel. You gotta trust me. Alright, well, so go into a place called Utah. Utah. Oh, whoa. Keep up. I don't know where we are.
Are we in Hexton now?
Not yet, and as you approach a glade, a deranged and medical dwarf attacks you out of nowhere!
What
We're gonna
happened?
pause here to let some of our actors have a little bit of water and sit down, so go ahead and head into the lobby while we just take a smidge of a break. Thank you so much, and we'll come back to see what happens. So, we are jumping right back into combat.
Oh, right, you can dance.
So let's go ahead and roll our initiative.
Real quick, players, how do we feel about this old man just attacking us? Like, are we gonna try to kill him?
I think we should just...
I feel like we should, like, think, oh, okay. Mr. Murderer over here. Granted, okay, yeah, initiative, right?
This old guy reminds me of the guy that killed me. I think we should kill him.
He's wearing, like, shackles, though. Like, maybe he's an escaped convict? Yeah, we should kill him.
I didn't roll one this time.
All right. So, do we have any 25s through 20?
What do I add to it?
This number.
I'm considering very closely what you just said. Give me a moment.
How about 20 through 15?
16.
All right.
I'm always an advocate of violence. Tourniquet loves violence.
I would like to point out that Sir Callum was robbed of one of his battle turns last time, and we want to make a stink about it.
Robbed one of his what? I'm sorry.
His turn.
He did not get one of his turns last battle.
Did he?
Definitely not.
Absolutely.
I missed out in battle last.
And we're feeling salty
Okay.
and want extra opportunities to murder. Yeah!
I'm feeling particularly
We'll see about that. All right. How about 15 through 10?
10.
And 10 through 5?
That would be 9.
9. All right. Well then, up first is the Dwarven Maniac. see if it hits first.
Oh, that's true.
And I assume the 10 does not hit your AC.
No, it doesn't.
So unfortunately, the Zaxby's trauma with people attacking him manages him to dodge the branch coming at him, but the dwarven maniac will swerve back around and quickly begin gibbering incoherently, taking 1 mental damage himself, but also dealing 1d6 psychic damage to the rest of you.
Oh!
You can roll them.
What is happening?
We're getting screamed at by a homeless man.
It's really, really traumatic for me because I rolled a 5.
I rolled a 6. No, this sucks.
I rolled a 6 too. I rolled it.
It's such aggressive
The giant locusts weren't this much of a threat.
How much? It was D6 what?
D6 psychic damage.
What's happening? I don't know.
We're getting screamed at by a man. It sucks.
But show me.
Oh, I apologize.
What?
Wait, was it D6 plus something?
Nope, just flat D6.
Okay, so you take 3 damage, so minus that.
That's some bullshit.
Oh, we are sick.
You're staggered.
You only have 12 hit points on a good day.
Okay, good to know.
You're staggered, bro?
All right. Well, the good news is that that is all that the maniac has time to do. So now it's time for Trevor to fight back.
Alright. So murdering bugs is one thing, but like, Trevor, as an entertainer at heart, is feeling a little conflicted about mercilessly stabbing a man. Is there any way that we could possibly, now, GM, I know this is not a combat ability, but we do have a power called Smooth Talk. Sorry, it's a talent.
It is a talent, yep.
Which normally allows us to interact with a icon.
Mm-hmm.
Is there perhaps an icon that we could draw upon to help us soothe this crazed man? Maybe Sokka?
Come on.
I think the answer is yes.
I don't know. What do you think? Yes. Well, the people have spoken. I'll allow it. It's not going to be an easy check. It's going to be a hard check. But go ahead and give me a charisma check with any applicable abilities.
I believe in you.
What about our history as a co-troop leader? Maybe using it to reminiscing upon some of the more difficult actors we had in our troupe and applying some of those techniques to soothe them to this crazy, maybe a little reminiscent of a crazy dwarf we once worked with. Man.
I think you should roll the dice.
Yeah. Okay. So that is, if we're just doing straight charisma, that's an unnatural 20.
Ooh.
Potentially 22 if you accept my pitch for soothing him as I would an upset actor.
Let him do it!
All right. You've managed to stay his attack for now.
Listen, I know that there's a lot of pressure on you to be violent and all of that sort of, but you had water today. I have a bowl of M&M's that's all green. All right. I'm going to back away now. And can I get you anything from the concession stand?
As Trevor walks away, is there any? We're going to stay in initiative order for now. Is there anything that Sir Callum would like to do at this moment?
Well, Sir Callum, as a paladin, try to cast a spell to soothe him.
Okay. Roll me a very hard check.
What?
Oh, what? What? What?
We
So hard.
Sir Carl is a priest of tourniquets. At the very least.
This is true.
So I can add 1.
That's how many points you put into Priest of Tourniquet, so yes.
Paladins typically use charisma as a spellcasting ability. So could you also maybe add charisma?
That would be how Sir Callum would attempt to cast a spell.
Nice. So
Great,
that's it.
great. Here we go. Here we
Good
go.
as well, which he totally can.
18. Puts down his sword and plays his magic theremin to soothe. Oh no, he casts a spell to soothe this creature of the woods.
So, Magic Theremin unfortunately did not make our list of props for this. So you can find that next time. As Sir Callum does this, Zaxby's feels the pull of the gold emanating from this man.
From this man?
The dwarf. He's a man.
We ask consent to see if we can touch him.
Homeless guy. I'd like to enter your body. I need you to indicate to us, other witnesses, that this is all right by doing or saying anything right now. Great. I'm going to enter you.
I guess roll a dexterity check?
With or without the tentacle. Without. We'll say without. Yeah, that was not a D20. Let me tell you. A dexterity check?
A dexterity check. Actually, I'd like you to roll this one, please.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you.
Okay.
It goes far.
That's going to be 10 plus 1 plus Hellhole Sacrifice Survivor for 3. So 14.
Zaxby's hands enter the man, feeling around for the gold. He manages to find it, but in the process, angers the dwarf, who once again begins lashing out with a mental scream.
Are we taking 4 damage because he's yelling?
What's Zaxby's mental defense?
Zaxby's mental defense is a 13.
I rolled a 4 plus the 9, which is exactly 13. So Zaxby's will take 8 psychic damage.
Okay. That puts me 1 past what I had. So I fall unconscious?
That is exactly what happens.
What happened?
That
He entered that dwarf and then just fell over.
Zaxby's dwarf is going to go off.
Okay. Go
As
ahead
he
and roll
falls
for
to the
your
ground.
chaotic warp.
That was, no. Oh, I do get to roll 2. Okay, so that's 92 for one of them, which is all the magic items in the area Or, that's gonna be a 4. Zaxby is moved by a pulsing wrinkle in time. He moves slower and speaks ever so slightly slower than he should until it catches up with him. So instead of falling to the ground immediately, he falls in slow-mo, unconscious. Even slower. Even slower. And then he hits the ground.
The other 3 of you just watched this deranged dwarf, despite all of your best efforts, scream at your friend so hard that he fell unconscious. Skeeter, what are you going to do?
It's very important. Health and, well-being of the party is very important. He's going to drink a potion for himself. He's doing it too.
Hang on, guys.
Is that a quick action?
It's actually a standard.
Oh, so I'll take it then.
Don't drink the whole thing.
Go ahead and roll one of your recoveries with a +2 bonus.
I'll have to run the -2. Alright, I got 3 hit points now. They're all 1.
Feels really good. Healthy and strong.
Super strong.
And selfless.
Alright. And then as his other action, he's going to turn back into a Wolverine.
And we will cycle back around to our second round of combat, increasing the escalation die to 1. The Dwarven Maniac will then lunge at the closest person to him, which is now Sir Callum.
Did our spell work?
What spell? You're a fighter.
You're a paladin of Tourniquets! So no. Okay.
And I assume that a 23 will hit your AC.
Ouch.
So what's happening?
Sir Callum will take 7 points of damage. And then that just gives you an extra recovery.
Come on, man. Okay, 7 points from my armor class.
Yeah. And then Trevor and Skeeter, because I rolled so high, will take
Oh no.
3 points of thunder damage from the strike hitting him so hard that it hits both of you as well. I'm afraid you are unconscious now.
Hey,
Skeeter's also unconscious?
Skeeter, you got, come out here. You got zaps. Kind of like, you know those bug zappers? And you're unconscious.
I adjudicate the dice. I'm a slave to the dice as Sir Callum is a slave to his imagination.
Tourniquets! Don't turn your back on us!
Trevor, you are now up with a +1 to everything you do.
Yeah, there's 2 of us down. We should do something.
It's fine. It's fine.
Never gonna let Sir Callum fight, huh? I see what happens.
You chose not to fight.
I didn't know.
Your booze fuel my power.
It's our chariot.
Alright, I guess the responsible thing to do is to try to stabilize one of our compatriots.
Yeah, pick me.
Okay.
Solid argument.
All right, you just need to make a 10 medicine check.
check, right? I have, let's see, if I'm adding an applicable skill, I got applicable skills.
Applicable skill and your wisdom modifier.
Okay, so we used to be a bartender.
I will allow it. You've dealt with a lot of unconscious people in your time.
That's what I'm saying. Alright.
That's not good.
Okay, so that's plus 2 to the escalation dice and 2?
1.
That's
my dice.
Okay, 6, 7, 8, 9?
What was the number I told you before?
A number that is definitely more than 9.
You manage not to harm him anymore, but are unable to stabilize poor Zaxby's.
Sorry. I might have something for this, but I dropped it on the ground. Sorry.
So, yeah, we're gonna just let's take a step back from crazy man. No, that's it.
All right, Sir Callum.
Yeah.
Since you did so little, you're prepared this time around, and I'll give you 2 standard actions this turn.
Can anyone explain what a standard action is?
Most of the things you do.
Should we do a power attack? Should I explain what that is? Okay. I don't know what it is either. Oh, it's not going to be good though.
So, we'll take this, add that for a whole
10.
11.
11.
Master swordsmanship or something like that.
Oh, yeah,
That's a skill check.
Oh,
I'm afraid.
11.
Unfortunately, 11 does not hit the AC of this dwarven maniac whose muscles ripple like he's Hugh Jackman on a good day.
We're gonna do a comeback strike.
Okay.
Thank you. One person who believes in me. Okay, here we go. I feel it.
Okay.
What do I add? Plus 4, plus 1.
Yep.
13.
Tourniquet has turned against you. Your strikes are quick and accurate, but surprisingly, the dwarf is able to parry them with his broken branch.
You can, but please don't, because that puts me in danger.
Do it anyway! I'm not gonna kill the one person who's helping.
All right.
I just learned tonight that Chuck's against us. Okay, well I'm so sorry, Sir Callum, that Tourniquet has turned his back on us. We retreat in shame.
Zaxby, you are up next. Go ahead and make your first death save.
As Zaxby's lifeblood is pulsing out into the ground, multicolored viscera, except that's not what happens because it was a psychic scream and he didn't actually get stabbed by anything. He thinks about falling through that hellhole. And starts to hum. That's a 3.
You are one step closer to death. However, as you are unconscious and this strange humming is coming from Zaxby's, you effectively fight in spirit, giving a +2 bonus to all of your allies for the next round of combat.
Would you also say that a warp would go off from that?
I would allow a warp to
Alright,
happen.
let's see if something else.
Let's get the rats.
It's not rats. Your magic item's quirks take over. If you're not doing a good enough job, which I would define as being unconscious. Your magic item pulses, and I'll leave the effect up to you.
Okay. Do you want to make your second roll, or do you want to leave it at that?
Should I make my second roll?
Could be rats!
That's not rats again.
Damn it!
Who knew rats would be a fan favorite?
It says roll the escalation die and use the new result.
Oh!
I am unsure as
Okay.
to how that's going to work out, but
The escalation die increases to 3! So effectively, everyone's getting a +5 for the next round.
better.
So Skeeter, go ahead and make your death save, getting a +5 to the save.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 18. Here's thinking of a happier time. The time when he was dropping shrooms with that really lovely pixie girl.
All right, you heal using a recovery. The memory inspires you.
I think I like that pixie girl.
We'll call it 1.
Alright, I have a hit point.
You have a hit point.
I have a hit point.
I feel good. I didn't really eat a candy.
Which is what you'll do on your next round. As the escalation die increases to 4, and we go back to the dwarf, who will once again lunge at Sir Callum. But this time, instead of using his brute force, he will scream at Sir Callum with a natural 20. How many hit points does Sir Callum have?
Left.
Total.
Total, he has 30.
Okay.
We're
Well-
extra tough.
Well, he takes 16 points of psychic damage.
Which leaves us with 4.
And is unfortunately dazed until the next round, giving him a -4 penalty to his attack. For a total of +1 after the escalation die. Actually, sorry, +2 after the escalation die because of the fighting in spirit.
Is this because I'm a woman?
That's right, girl. You speak truth to power.
Up next is Trevor as I scoot past that comment.
No, you're just being hit.
Trevor.
What was your turn?
Okay, alright, did we try to disappear because this is walking around?
No, I think you need to hit it.
Heal someone.
Alright, oh, I have my Elven Grace, let me try my thing, and then maybe, because the
Escalation
escalation
dies
is
at
so
4.
high, I might actually get an extra turn.
You have +5.
I don't think it applies to this.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Do I have to roll equal to or less? So I get an extra attack, that'll be helpful. Alright, and he is engaged with Sir Callum, correct?
He is engaged with Sir Callum.
We're gonna do 2 sneak attacks. For a, where's my bonus? Oh yeah, so 26 for one of them.
That'll hit.
And 16, 22 for the other one.
That will also hit.
Alright, so we're doing both of our sneak attacks, and that's fine. So many dice to roll all the time. Alright.
That's the game.
12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 points of damage.
Whoa!
Sorry. If it matters, that was both attacks at once. If you need the damage separate.
Not at all.
Right.
And you'll be happy to know that he is just barely staggered.
What?
All right, so Throbbing lunges with the dwarf distracted by Sir Callum. He manages to cut multiple lacerating wounds across the back of this attacker. Up next will be Zaxby's.
My second.
With your second attempt at a
saving throw.
yeah.
Zaxby has a vision of a time in which he was reading a book. By a happy memory. And he doesn't remember who his employer is, but he knows it somehow belonged to her.
Okay.
And that's relevant for reasons. That's gonna be a 12.
12 is much better, but it's not a 16.
Does the escalation die add to it or no?
Unfortunately not.
Oh.
It's in the rules. Go read the rules. Up next will be Skeeter with his 1 hit point. Starting with his bean.
Oh, right, yeah. It's bad. 5, just.
All right. Unfortunately, this bean seems to soften all of Zaxby's fur, making Skeeter's fur.
There we go.
Will soften all of Skeeter's fur, which, while now very lovely to touch, will decrease his physical defense by 1.
I got 1 hit point.
I got 1 hit point. You know, I think I'm just going to throw some magic acorns at him.
Ah, yes, as a druid, Skeeter is well versed in his hail of acorns.
Ooh.
And with a +6 to the attack, will they hit?
I'm hoping so. All right, here we go. Hold on, don't do that. That's 9, 15 plus 17, and we carry the 7 to the. I got a total of 19.
So it's physical defense?
It affects physical defense.
That will hit! And what does this scattering of acorns do in terms of damage?
It does 5 points of damage. And keeps me safely out of combat. So there we go.
All right, a sudden storm of acorns descend from the canopy, pelting the dwarf and dealing him 5 points of damage. We'll now move around to the next round of combat, increasing the escalation die to 5. And it is time for the dwarf to once again wreak havoc on the party. He will once again attempt his gibbering. This time, though, he has to roll for it, and will unfortunately not succeed, solely dealing himself 1 damage and none to the rest of you. But he still has his broken branch attack. With a natural 17, I think that will hit Sir Callum.
by an old man with a stick?
I think we are.
It's okay, I'm used to playing bodies.
Somebody saw Murderers last fall. Unfortunately, that will, or fortunately for you, that will bring us back to Trevor.
This is rigged.
This was the super secret extra combat.
All it took was get lost in the woods?
There's terrible things in the woods. The woods are dark and full of terrors.
Could you try to revive me?
Yeah, like, okay. Folks, should I try to, like, just pray I get a really good, like, double attack like last time?
Kill them off!
Alright, let's do it. Alright, okay, so now I'm rolling a d8 to see if I get my extra action. Escalation is now, well, no, I need to go under 5. Or 5
Five or
under.
less.
Got a 3, alright. It's not engaged with anyone but me, right?
That's
He's engaged with well, I guess he took
They're all
me out.
unconscious. Well, okay, I don't get sneak attack damage, that's fine. That's a nat 20 on one of them! It's natural 17 with a bunch of other things.
Yeah, both ranges AC.
Great, okay, so, okay, we'll do this for the first attack. I'm just gonna take that and double that one. 16, 20 points of damage on the first attack. And 5 points of damage on the second for a total of 25.
Comes slicing through and cuts the jugular of the dwarf.
This doesn't feel good. We just murdered an old man.
However, as this happens, his mouth falls open and you can see a collection of gold teeth.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Yeah, take the teeth.
Yeah, okay, real quick. Logistics here. We got 3 unconscious companions.
I'm up.
Oh, you're up.
Oh.
Great, yeah, I'm going for teeth.
Gotta give people what they want.
Yeah, true.
Well, we'll start. He's real straight in.
Aye, Skeeter, we got the teeth.
All right, you collect a series of teeth equivalent to, we'll roll another die with that then. 8 gold pieces.
Almost got team party wiped for 8 pieces of gold.
They have a really high exchange rate.
All right.
With the deranged dwarf vanquished, the rest of you take a short rest and heal using a recovery.
I start with 9 recovery.
I think I stepped in someone's psyche.
That'd be mine.
Yes.
To use a recovery, we reduce our recoveries down and then we roll whatever this value is in the next 2 box.
Correct.
Cool. So you'll spend one of these if you get 8.
Okay.
And you'll roll 1d10, add 2 to it.
Alright.
Add that to it.
You may spend multiple recoveries, but you are required to spend at least one if you are below half health.
Is this my turn?
Yes.
6 plus 2. 8. I get 8 points. So that puts me in plus 5.
Well, I think maybe 0 is the bottom. You can't go below 0.
Oh, you can't go below 0.
Yeah, you heal starting at 0 and go up from there.
Great.
It's a little forgiving.
So I'm at 8. I'm gonna
As
try.
you were resting, Zaxby is going to continue to hum off key. And he's going to the flash of his past, perhaps, that he saw as he was dying, he's going to ask the rest of his party if they know of any really, really large, powerful, voluptuous mages in the area that have a lot of books, maybe, that maybe he could have been a former boss of something like that.
So, fellas, if you can't tell, and you couldn't have, but I like books. I had that installed permanently. It's a real time saver. Anyway, there's this book called Hen Tai, where they have
PG-13.
it would be hard to make a chest plate for these ones. Do you know of any powerful, I mean, like, really I don't think you're hearing me. Powerful mages that would accommodate such a description of not having a chest plate that would fit as a standard size?
7.
Do any of them really like books?
I never asked.
The three of you go ahead and make me a history check to see if you are aware of such a powerful mage.
May I add my experience as a bartender? Maybe that may have gleaned some.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And it's give me intelligence or
Is it intelligence?
sorry? Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay, thank you.
3.
Okay.
I'm just thinking about food.
What was Trevor's roll? 9. Trevor is also distracted. Meanwhile, surprising.
Callum and Brown is Trevor.
Great. Ooh!
Yes, 17 for Callum and how many 11 for Trevor?
I was like, I got half 20 on my first one. All I did was guess unlost.
Which led us
You
straight
rolled
to
a
murderous
Yeah,
roll
let's
for
make it
the
murder.
intelligence.
Callum,
Oh.
Callum, for this is going to have an effect that will come up next time, so we're going to remember that. But for Trevor, thank you. Trevor will be distracted by this description of personality for quite a while. Meanwhile, Skeeter surprisingly is very familiar with this description of Rosalandra the Arcane, a powerful mage who lives in the islands far to the south.
Yeah, I remember. What did you want? I'm sorry. Because I definitely remember her, but did you say a book?
In all fairness, I did just ask if you knew her, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
And you know where she's at?
Yeah, I mean, can I see?
Unfortunately, everything is still quite blurry.
This is the dragging friend, right? He's a dragging friend. Oh, yep. Look, I know for sure can't get us anywhere right now, but I know who you're talking about, and she's in an island area.
That's good.
Yep.
How big is this island area?
Small.
Okay. So small like a mouse small or small like a few kilometers?
No, you can't live on a mouse island.
where we are now.
Right.
You don't have to know how to see.
Good.
Many people have gone places without sight.
Right.
Lots. You're going to also.
Good.
Just
Not very fast.
using names of cities you know. What's it sound like where she's
at? She doesn't live near a city, but she lives in a place.
It's not near a city, is why I'm having trouble answering.
That's good.
And it's not in the forest.
She's a small town girl. Not south of
Going anywhere.
yeah.
But it is to the south.
And you recognize the name. If you think a little harder, pause.
I just
wait,
go
don't
on
talk.
vibes mostly.
I've not once rolled a good roll for him yet. I rolled a 7. So, yeah, he's in it under me.
He's just blind for the session. But he does remember the name of the area of islands where she's from. This tower that Rosalinda lives in resides in the area known as Île Riante.
Go ahead. You heard it, you know.
One more time.
Remember when you tell us, it's very important that you pronounce it in a way that we know right. Something a local might perform or say.
So, when I went totally blind, my other senses, one of them being memory, and so it's Île
Is this near where Sir Callum had his fateful encounter with the Man-O-War?
It's far to the south of there, but Sir Callum, being a noble, knows his geography and is familiar with the Île Riante.
Wait, being a nobleman, I am familiar with that.
And the geography being.
The island of Neon.
There's so many dialects there.
Really, you can only pronounce it correctly if you're a local.
Sir Callum goes on to describe how the Île Riante is far to the south. You must pass through the free marshes currently resided by pirates and the like, until you reach the peninsula far to the south, and there, across the peninsula, you would find the isle with Rosalandra's tower.
Amazing that you remembered that.
I'm just systematic in terms of directions.
It wasn't the name, it was the name that
The name. It's definitely the name.
Prior to that, you could only think about
Boobs.
Right.
Boobs!
checks out. So let's head that way.
Yeah.
That was so few steps to get the information that we needed.
It was some, yeah, yep.
Zachary's incredibly grateful.
Okay.
So much so that he feels the urge to embrace all of his party members in a group hug. All of them. All of them very, very, yes, there we go. And then suggest they take the teeth to the mayor.
Yeah, is that what we're gonna do?
Is that
Like,
what
this
we're
is
gonna
the goal we got? Like, hey man, we found a homeless man in the woods and killed him. Here's his teeth. That's what we're gonna do.
I really
Why are
don't
we giving
think.
the mayor anything? I thought we were ripping him off.
Well, I mean,
It was alluded to.
I'm not going to put any words in your mouth, but I don't think the mayor was expecting you to deal with this deranged dwarf. So whatever happens to those teeth happens.
Should we give him to the farmers?
No.
Don't ask me. You were the one playing the characters.
I mean,
I just decide what happens.
as the person who pulled the teeth out of their heads, I don't know where they went.
Oh.
Do you guys remember anything
Not at all.
Good.
I don't.
I couldn't see him.
Is the one who fronted the one gold piece.
He was pretty much dead.
I think my teeth might be possessed.
He would like to get half of those gold teeth.
You know,
Can I roll for that?
I nearly died.
You did.
I'd kind of like some of them teeth.
What teeth?
By that logic, I have died. I think I should get back.
That's not how fractions work.
As the person who dealt the killing blow, I think it's only fair that we were compensated.
Listen, you guys didn't do shit.
I don't think we would have landed the killing blow if my magic hadn't pulsed as I sacrificed myself for you all.
Oh,
I
like
hate to
spells.
be the bearer of reminding you what the hell happened. But if you'll recall, it was a certain spiritual je ne sais quoi that got you up and moving.
Well, I do like to watch you pulse. What I remember is that all of you were unconscious, and I killed you.
What I remember is falling down a giant hole in the middle of the fight. I don't remember you guys being there to pull me out of that one.
To us, it looked like you were just taking a nap.
Around this time, the four realized that the sun, while obscured by the thick canopy, has begun to set. And if they plan on making it back to town before nightfall, they should probably pick up the pace.
If we plan to make it to town before nightfall, we should probably pick up the pace.
Instead of getting caught up in these teeth, Trevor's going to propose that we'll buy everyone a round of drinks back in town. Once we get back to town.
Once we get back to town, the round of drinks, first round of drinks, is on me.
Drinks! Drinks!
Round.
Drinks!
Yes, I'll be back.
Okay. Stop walking. Okay. Okay. Hold your hand out. Which one? Either one. Great. Okay, that's your drink. Okay. Okay, you can go now. I need the nice man to pay me. No. This is new.
Can we also ask one of the other patrons to run over to the mayor's office and grab the mayor for us? Would that be appropriate? So we can enjoy our drink and then maybe converse with the mayor here in town.
Sure. You find one of the other patrons here now that it's evening. It's a much busier town. And you can find one with a lovely hat.
Yeah!
Dear sir, please locate the mayor of this town and tell him that his adventurers have returned. Victorious!
Oh no! Oh my back! Mr. Mayor, come with me.
Do you have Campari and soda?
No.
I'll take an Aperol Spritz.
Alright, here it is. Here you go.
I'm sorry, I only have teeth. You'll have to divide it among yourselves.
Here's 5 silver.
The total is a total. It's just 4 copper for the 4 ale.
Oh, okay.
Do you have change for teeth?
I want at least 25/26 of that tooth back.
I am just going to give you the proper denomination. It looks like the mayor is going to speak with you.
Oh! That mustache is very surprising.
Why was I dragged to this place?
Oh,
Don't mention the teeth.
nothing about teeth.
Not at all.
There's no teeth.
However, we did find some disturbing news in our search and our investigations.
Not again.
First, the farmers haven't been paid the dues that they earned previous to what they gave you before.
Something about agricultural loans.
Very
At the mention of agricultural loans, the mayor is suddenly frazzled and not understanding, and just explains that he distributed the agricultural loans to the various landlords to then divvy up amongst the farmers.
I gave the loans to the landlords to give to the farmers.
The rich.
Yes, but the farmers said there were no landlords.
Everyone knows you can trust a landlord.
What?
He goes on to explain how the money was paid to a certain Sir Vethelmerm.
I paid Sir Vethelmore.
Could you say that again?
Sir Vethelmerm.
Perfect. So, it sounds like we might need to go speak to the Sir Vethelmore.
It'd been nice to know that earlier. Then we went to the farmers, we went to the forest, and then we got attacked by this.
Then we left the forest and came here. and very terrible news. Very terrible news. Very bad. We came across one of probably your citizens or a distant land who had been profoundly ravaged by a huge Ackman type creature. And we tried to revive them. We did. But we couldn't. And we came here immediately, right, because we knew that your farmers were broke.
That feels like a persuasion check, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, see if it works.
Is there any way that we could assist?
Yeah.
You don't need to.
Okay.
It's good. 19.
So there is no need to take the northwest road 6 to the dark forest for 6 to 8 months, depending on your wildlife.
I will not take that road.
The mayor then mentions how you're lucky that you didn't run into the escaped convict who had been out in that section of woods and had escaped just before you left.
We are so lucky.
You're lucky. There's this guy who escaped from jail and he's out there somewhere.
Did he have gold teeth?
Yes.
I've never seen anybody by that description.
However, with that high of a persuasion roll, he also decides to officially deputize you all as tax collectors for the county of Eugene.
Escape convict, is there a reward for his apprehension?
Yes, well, he's going to have official tax collector badges commissioned for you by the town blacksmith, which you can pick up in the morning.
Sure, but like the man we definitely killed. Is there a reward for the convict?
Unfortunately not, as the county has no spare funds. Mostly just a warning posters were set out. Hand-drawn by the mayor.
This town is so poor, it's gross.
As the mayor, I agree.
No, Sir Vesselworm, who got the agricultural loan distribution.
Make This would be a hard check, as this is a lower noble of an area that you're not familiar with. But
Okay.
let's see if you've heard of Lord Bethelmern.
What am I rolling?
It would be an intelligence
Should
check.
it be something other than
What bankrupt nobleman?
bankrupt nobleman will
You'd
absolutely
be about, yeah, you could definitely apply that there.
Okay. Here we go. -1 and then plus. Okay, got it. 17.
With the 17, you are familiar with the Bethelmern family.
I hate to say it, but I'm familiar with the Bethelmern.
Bethelmern, their family is known for a very tall, ominous tower that they built on their land.
Huge tower. Massive. Rusting up.
That's what she said.
It's hard to reach.
Cool story, though.
But I know how to get there. So you're saying that Bethelmern should have this payment to the farmers?
Yes.
What if we, as official tax collectors, went to Bethelmern, this tower, and demanded recompense to the community?
What's that over there? And we kill them?
Over where? What do you say, Mr. Mayor?
The sun's about to set, so badges in the morning, then go to the tower.
To becoming tax collectors, the most trustworthy of over here. Over here. Yeah, closer. Okay. The most trustworthy of professions.
And with that, we'll conclude our first session here. We have already been confirmed for a second show on June 14th. And on that show, we will have a new guest player. Justin, would you like to come down? So, we want to thank all of you for coming tomorrow, in June, we will pick up the next day, picking up our official badges. And unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to Zaxby as he makes his way down to the Île to find his missing Rosalind. I think he'll be back. The rats will leave. At some point, he'll definitely be back, though. I think this crowd needs the rats.